as we watch one young lioness who's just quenched her thirst. We've just made our way back to the last place we left the Nkuhumas this morning, and we saw just this one youngster drinking, and now she's going to go back to the rest of the pride to probably plump herself down in the shade, even though the sun is setting in the distance. To answer questions from yesterday, those people who were asking me about the black spots behind the ears, have a look how visible they are from behind when they walk. There we go, you can see the rest just over there. Let's move up and see if we can find the rest of them, shall we? Why not? Why not? Didn't think they would have moved too far. Not when your bellies are full. Beautiful afternoon at Treehouse Dam. Nkuhumas, they are getting smaller, but we thought we might just stop you there, as I saw up ahead that the lions are just plonked down, doing absolutely nothing. So there we have a couple of vultures. Looking by the silhouette of the beak, they look like hooded vultures. And they're both about the same size. So I'd say they're both hooded vultures, definitely by that very narrow beak. And what a beautiful backdrop. I really do wonder if these birds sit up in the tree and also marvel at the sunsets and the views that we spend so much time going ooh and ah to. I know a lot of the viewers absolutely love the sunsets and the views that we show, and I tell you, the camera doesn't do them all that much justice. It looks beautiful on camera and on the screen, but to take it all in, all the surroundings, all the colors, all the smells, I just wonder if these birds take it for granted, if they sit there and the one sitting going, what do you think, mate? Nice sunset? Sorry about my disastrous Australian accent. Ferg reckons they probably write a bit of poetry about it. And the one's got a notebook out, busy writing down some soliloquies for tomorrow. Potentially a breeding or mating pair there. So maybe they're just both enjoying a glass of apple juice and watching the sunset. Wouldn't that be funny to see them with a glass in their hand? Really would be. That would be one for the books. Ferg reckons they're probably having an argument, a married couple, probably not talking to each other, just staring off. Scratch on the head. Okay, that's beautiful. So let's move up a little bit and get a similar backdrop with some lions in it. What do you folks reckon? Nix thinks so. Going to be joined by a school drive in about 2 minutes, which is very exciting. I thought it was a public holiday all over the world on Easter Monday. And here they are. Sure, we almost missed them if they weren't lying in the road. How's that, Ferg? And there they are, lying flat. Isn't that gorgeous? The lions are looking all in the other direction. So I think they've just seen so many sunsets in their life that doesn't seem to bother them too much. Okay, that's exactly what Ferg's saying, that we don't all wake up for the sunrise. So the lions sleep through every sunset and they wake up shortly afterwards. It's the beginning of their day, the sunrise or the sunset. And they found themselves a very nice, comfortable spot on the sandy road. There's a very brave Franklin moving in on the right there. I wonder if it's going to be spotted. It has been spotted by the youngster. Just right there, Ferg, right there. You got him, eh? The one youngster spotted him. I don't think he's making too much of a move. A very brave Franklin. I saw the Nkuhumas spring to action the other day before I went on leave. spring to action and chase a family of dwarf mongoose. It was really quite comical as they jumped and pounced and landed on the hole that mongooses had gone into, and then sort of both their paws on the hole, and they like kind of lifted one paw to see if they'd caught anything. It was something I would have expected from the cubs, but actually saw the adults doing it. So shame. The one youngster that's actually looking at the Franklin is the one with the injured eye. And the eye was a little bit open a moment ago, but it looks very sore. Ferg and I were commenting on it this morning, and there's a sort of like a blood residue or like a seeping. Oh, ow. Need some eye drops or something. It's very sore. How uncomfortable that is. Okay, well, we're going to go back over to Tristan with Tundi, and we'll be back with you soon. Hello, Jefferson Elementary. Welcome to Safari Live. I hope you're having a great start to your afternoon or morning, it must be for you. We have got lions, the largest cats in Africa. And we don't have one lion. We have got a pride of lions that are called the Nkuhuma Pride. And there are 11 of them currently here. And as you can see, they are very sleepy and very tired, and very, very full of meat from 2 days ago. My name is Steve Holkenbridge. Welcome to the show. I'm joined by Fergus on camera, and we are out here this afternoon to show you the wonders of the savannah and the South African wilderness. And we are going to start, as you can see, with lions. We're very fortunate to have been shown a leopard first up. It's very, very special to see leopards. And here we've got a pride of lions that only 2 days ago, is it 2 days? 2 days ago, yesterday killed a kudu. Hello, Hannah. You want to know how animals help each other stay alive or to survive? Well, a pride of lions, if we're going to talk about these guys, they live in a family, and the family is responsible for moving around together, defending a territory, and they'll also hunt together to take down bigger animals, and because lions, as you probably know, eat meat. So if they work as a team, they're able to take down bigger meat, which means they don't have to hunt as often. Because when an animal, the animals out here can be quite big and quite dangerous. And if a lion tries to tackle them on its own, they could potentially get kicked in the head or injured or damaged in some way. And if they're on their own, they can really struggle. In this pride, there's one of the females has got a blind eye, which is probably from a fight. This youngster here, look at its eye. You see its right eye. It's very badly injured. We don't know what happened. It's possible that a male lion came in and there was a bit of a fight, and we don't know. We didn't see it. It's also possible while they were feeding, it got a nail in the eye. We hope it gets better. And one of the other females in the pride, I can't see her now, but she had a very bad wound on her bottom, which has healed very, very nicely. It was looking very, very bad only a few months ago. And if she didn't have her sisters to help her hunt, she would probably not have done very well. And as you can see, the lions are lying in the road. They don't care about the road, and they're enjoying the comfort that has to offer as the evening sets in and the sun sets in the west. But on that note, we're going to go over to my friend Brent Leo Smith, who's got an amazing bird of prey. They have not yet woken up. One of them has got their head up and doing a bit of licking. There's the yawn. Generally what happens after they yawn is they'll stand up, have a little bit of a toilet break, and then they start moving. But that generally works with the adults. That is not an adult there. But as you saw, how Tristan has lost, look at those teeth. Wow. How Tristan has lost sight of Tundi, that beautiful leopard. Very easy to lose a lion as well. There we go. See how it stands up. Look at the cat stretch. Those of you who know anything about yoga, that was the cat stretch. But with the lion, when they walk, look how easily you can see the back of the ears and the tip of the tail. Now, they might have a little bit of fun. There's 6 youngsters in this. They might jump around. Hello, Carter. Good question. Lions, female lions, can live for about 13, maybe 14 years, maybe 15 years in the wild. Males generally live up to about 10, 11, maximum 12 years old, but generally 10, 11 is kind of where they reach to in the wild. The males, purely because of all the competition with other males and because they fight a lot. Females, because they're in a pride structure like this, can generally get by for a little bit longer, even when they get quite old, because the youngsters will feed them or hunt for them, and they'll get some food, and eventually they'll just succumb to illness or to age. But that is the general kind of rule. You can see they're becoming quite playful. He wants it to wake up now. Oh, there we go. Hello, Trinity. You want to know how fast lions run? And lions over a short distance. So from where we are to the lions now, they can cover that distance in probably about a second at full charging speed. So they can move at about 22 feet a second initially in the first little sort of run. But if I work that out in kilometers and miles per hour when they run, they can run at about maybe 45 plus minus 45 kilometers an hour, or miles an hour, sorry, 45 miles an hour at top speed, which is pretty quick, I think. But they're not designed for distance running. They're designed for walking like the leopard very quietly in the long grass and getting as close as they can to their prey, because they're quite camouflaged as well. And then with very powerful and fast acceleration, then can take off, and with their very powerful body and claws and arms can pull down quite large prey if they can get to it in time. But quite often the prey have got very big ears, very good nostrils, very good at picking out where the lion is approaching from, and will often try and get away. It is their life at stake. And can you see just at the back there, Fergie, those lions are starting to have a little bit of a play. There we go. They're starting to wake up, and it's time to have a bit of fun and games. And what we see as play is very important for lions. Exactly what I was talking about now. Let's see if it gets the other individual to jump up. But you see how they use their claws. See how the mouth went for the throat there. It was a bit too much effort, that. There we go. That's not over yet. So all this play that we see is very important for them when it comes to hunting. Have a look at what they're doing now. That is how they would fight with each other when they're older. See, the ears are very flat. They go quite low to the ground. Chastity, normally lions have between 2 and 3 cubs, sometimes 4, but the most I think's been recorded is about 6 for one lioness at a time. But what happens in lions is that the females will fall pregnant at the same time. So if there's 4 females, quite often all 4 might fall pregnant at the same time, which means you can get up to 15 or so, 12, 15 cubs in the pride at one time. But there's a very low survival rate in lions. They don't have a very good survival. I think it's, if you get 6 cubs, chances of 2 doing very well are probably an average. Any more than that, it's all about the success of the pride, how strong they are, how successful they are at feeding. Okay, well, these lions are slowly waking up, and if they get up and do anything more exciting, we'll come straight back. But let's go over to Brent, who's sitting with some water. Yes, so do I, Tristan. We are back with our puddle of lions, as I called it this morning. The youngsters are definitely getting more energized. The adults still want their Monday evening sleep in. They are 3 youngsters that have been playing with each other and chewing on a few sticks. But you can see how easily they are seen by those black spots on the ears. Do you agree? If they turn their head, they're not as easily seen. So it's that black on the tawny color, that contrast, that makes it very easy for them to follow each other through the long grass when they are hunting. And that goes back to how they look after each other, by assisting each other with almost non-verbal communication. They focus on something. You can see that lion on the right. It's kind of looking one direction. If it was intent on something, those ears would be cocked and looking in the same direction. And then any animal walking behind would see those and know exactly what the intention is of that individual. But see the difference of the frontal and the back of a lion. So you can now see, you wouldn't really see a lion looking at you in the long grass if it didn't pop its head up. Thankfully they do when we're walking. And if you do get too close, they might make a little bit of a growl. Asai, what is the difference or similarities between lions and leopards? They are very similar. Leopards are far smaller. Leopards get up to maximum about 180 pounds, maybe 190 pounds, whereas a lioness, a female lion, can get up to 300 pounds around there, I'm thinking. Yeah, just under 300 pounds. So the size is a huge difference. Lions don't have any spots. They are tawny. Even though the youngsters do, you can see just on the back legs there are some spots on them, but they've evolved to be more in an open system, so they don't have the spots. They've kind of lost them, whereas the leopards have kept the spots. And then the lions form prides when leopards do not form prides. But other than that, they are in the same family. Panthera, because of the ability to roar. The lion does the proper loud kind of noise, whereas the leopard does more of a soaring motion. It sounds like you are chopping wood with a bow saw. So I hope that answers your question. Devon, lions hunt, first of all, by getting up, walking in a direction that they choose to go in. Quite often, from my experience, the wind will be sort of coming across the way that they're walking. So they kind of cut across the wind. And then when they smell something, so they'll walk along a road or a game path or something that makes very little noise when they walk. And then when they smell something or hear something in a favorable direction, they'll then turn in that direction and start moving towards it. Lions can see in the pitch blackness. Their eyes are adapted for seeing in pitch black, which enables them to hunt at night. So they will stalk, get as close as they can to an animal, and then try and bring it down. The benefit of a lion being in a pride is that they can often run around and chase the prey animal, be it a zebra or an impala, back towards sort of waiting lions. And you can often see this when you're following them, as I said before, with their ears. If the one individual picks up the intention of the one in front, you'll quite often see one or two will run around towards the sides to try and chase whatever animal back towards the waiting females. So it is the adult females that do the hunting, and the males who don't spend too much time with the pride can hunt, but will quite often take a lot of the food from the females that have done a lot of the work. Talking about females and beautiful females at that, let's go back over to that beautiful leopardess. Yes, they are, and it's that easy, boys and girls. I've spent time following a leopard, and they just disappear when they want to. And with the grass being as long as it is at the moment, and the leopard being as short as they are at the moment, not that they're going to get any taller than that, but makes it very hard to follow and to find them, especially when the light fades. But I'm no doubt Tristan will manage to have another go there. We do have some heads up at the back there, Ferg, rather than this female who is just chilling. Let's see if we can get them. There we go. A couple of the youngsters are doing their grooming and ablutions. Lily, you want to know why the lions are so playful, and it's very important for them to be playful because they spend their time together in this family and they learn how to hunt. Now, what we see as play is actually just practice for when they get older and they need to hunt. Just like when I grew up, I did a lot of play fighting with my brother. And not that I ever wanted to box or be a boxer when I was older, but by playing when you're younger, you get better and you learn all the techniques of how to fight and how to sort of defend yourself. And then when you go and you box against someone like Mike Tyson, you at least have a semblance of a chance. Not that I would have any chance, but they need to play. It strengthens their hunting skills. It strengthens their speed, their tackles. Quite often, and we've spent time with these lions, you'll see the youngsters running and tackling each other like they would an antelope, tackling like they would a buffalo, pulling them down, attacking them with their claws, biting them on the neck. It's all pretty soft, but it gets tougher and harder and more sort of physical as they get older. McKenna, a pride is made up of mainly females and their offspring, and there's one young male in this pride. He's quite young. He's only about 16 months old, 17 months now, I think. But as soon as he becomes sort of a breeding age, he'll get pushed out. So what you get is you get other males that basically patrol a much bigger area than these females, and they move between the females just for breeding, just for having babies, that's all. And they look after those females, but they don't spend too much time with them. They kind of look after the area that the females are inside. And so the females move together by themselves, and when the males are here with them, the males do a lot more of the eating than the females do. So the females don't often enjoy having them around because they're much bigger and stronger and have a much bigger belly. Well, we're having a fantastic evening with cats. Let's go over to Brent and see what he's found. Oh, too late, though. Well, we are still here with our puddle of lions, and not too much is happening in the way of movement, apart from the youngsters at the back playing with some of their toys. I'm sure they are eager to get up, but the pride did kill a kudu yesterday morning, and it's amazing to see how their bellies now have distended. They've gone in. This morning alone, their bellies were sat higher than their hips. You see that? You see how low the belly is there? It was sitting much higher than the hip. And last night, it was sitting double that. So these animals are very, very full. Can you actually see? That is the one with the wound, isn't it? Eh? You see just on the left of the screen there, maybe, there it is. That is the wound that this animal had inflicted on it. We don't know what happened, but it was a ghastly wound a few months ago. And the viewers back home have been watching, and they've taken photos, and the wound has gotten better and better and better. And with this marvelous amount of kudu that these lions had yesterday, it will do her very, very good. Lots and lots of protein, heal all her muscles and her injuries. And lions are very resilient to being injured. And whenever they do have an injury, their saliva works very well in cleaning it. They do lots of licking of the sore spots. But they are very sleepy. Devon, how big is a pride? Most prides can be anywhere from 2 up to 40 animals. It really depends on the dynamics at the time. But, you know, here we've got 11. The Styx pride, Fergie, can you remember the number? I haven't seen them in so long. I think they're on 16 or something. Maybe you can help me there next. But prides can be anywhere from a small number up to a large number. And the problem is as they get up to larger numbers, then the prey animals that they kill to feed become too small for them to sustain themselves. And then you can often get large prides sort of splintering and moving in different directions as a few females take their youngsters and they both leave. Because it's very difficult to share meat with 30 animals. Even 25 animals is a lot. Okay, it looks like Brent has managed to sort out his technical issues. Let's go back over to him and that beautiful male leopard. Thanks, Brent. I'm so happy you were able to find Hosanna again. He is my favorite little leopard. And these youngsters are starting to get a bit playful. Watch, let's see if something happens. The one on the left is probably going to jump up and grab the other one in a moment. A little bit of biting going on, clawing. Siblings will be siblings. If any of you boys and girls have brothers or sisters back home, you'll know what it's like. Always pushing and shoving, trying to be better than the other one, throwing each other in the swimming pool, locking each other in the cupboard. All of these things are supposed to gear us for living as adults. Lavera, female lions are not great climbers. They are quite heavy, I've often seen lions go up a tree and then find it quite difficult to get down. Leopards are supreme arborists, so climbing up trees. Lions can go up if it's quite a sturdy tree, but they do struggle coming down. It's almost a case of they bit off more they can chew by going up. See, now it's looking up the tree wondering, should I climb that one? And that is not the right tree to climb. There's a horrible tree to climb, in fact. There's one of the thorniest trees around. So don't go up there. But no, you don't often find them climbing, but they don't not climb. But they will go up into a tree and steal the meat if leopard has left meat in the tree. Wow, Hayden, you want to know how loud a lion's roar is? It's very loud. I can't tell you how loud exactly, but it's very loud. I wouldn't want to play it now to disturb these lions, because that would be me playing a lion call in the middle of them. It would maybe make them run away. But I hope that you've all enjoyed your safari with us this afternoon. We've managed to get you 2 leopards, a beautiful female leopard, a beautiful young male leopard, who, I don't know if you noticed the size difference, and then a marvelous pride or puddle of lions. It's been wonderful having you on the show this afternoon or this morning. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for your wonderful questions. From myself, Brent, Tristan, all the cam crews, thank you and have a fantastic day further. We'll chat next time.